Thank you, Ceann Corla. I welcome the opportunity also to speak on the topic and as the bill is presented today. Months ago, when it became obvious that the Leaving Cert would not be able to proceed in its usual format in 2021, and there was much debate over what should be done, I called for a choice to be given to the students between estimated grades and sitting the exams. So I'm pleased that the government's proposing such a system, and they're now taking the steps as part of the implementation process. The reason I called for the choice is that COVID-19 will affect different students in different ways. We must remember that the current group of sixth-year students are not disadvantaged by COVID. They're a lot more disadvantaged, by COVID, because fifth and sixth year have been disrupted. And I know that has been resounding here in the Dáil today. But some students will have adapted well to the challenges of online teaching and learning. The feedback I've received supports the view that teachers, students and parents went to great efforts to make the online learning process as successful as possible, and some and all did a fantastic job in difficult circumstances. Schools made extra support available by lending IT equipment, posting it out to people where necessary and providing constant support. We must, however, take account of those students who were significantly inconvenienced by the closure of schools and the move to online learning. Perhaps we take for granted the importance of the school routine and the structure of the day. For some students, school provides a refuge from difficulties at home. They provide an outlet for peer relationships and support. And the in-person interactions within the classroom on a daily basis is almost impossible to replicate in a virtual setting. Some students rely a lot on being able to ask questions and have something personally explained if they're having difficulties. Others with special education needs get wonderful support in our schools. And I know that schools have gone to great lengths to support these students during school closures, but as I said, nothing can replicate the school environment for that type of educational support. Lack of reliable internet may also have made the online learning experience quite difficult for some. It was with all of these concerns in mind that I called for the students to be given a choice. Another area of the bill that I want to touch on is the appeals process. Now, Ceann Corla, every year we read or hear of a story about a student or students who have been discommoded by the appeals process. It usually involves a student taking an appeal, winning it, but being unable to get their desired course due to the length of time the appeals process has taken. The bill refers to an appeals process, but it does not give a timeline as to how long the appeals process will take, or whether such timings will ensure a completed process prior to CAO offers. So I hope that the Minister and the officials involved design the appeals process to ensure that someone who successfully appeals a grade will still be able to get a place in the course, and that they would have been offered had it not been for the mistakes in the initial grades. So, Ceann Corla, estimated grades have the potential to cause grade inflation, and 2019 was the last Leaving Cert year that was completed in the usual way. There are some applicants, or CAO applicants, who did their Leaving Cert in 2019, looking for CAO places in 2021. They will have to compete with the grade inflation and may find that accredited grades have caused the points in their course to rise. So I'd ask the Minister and her colleague Minister Harris to work together to ensure that specific places are made available for deferred applicants from prior to 2019, or from 2019 or prior, who could in normal circumstances have reached the required points level. And just on a personal level, Ceann Corla, I'm someone who didn't do her Leaving Cert in the usual way. So I think there is certainly, for all of the anxiety that COVID has caused, I think there is hope. And being able to do it or pass your Leaving Cert or whatever it entails, it's not the be-all and end-all. I was 35 when I did my Leaving Cert, but I went on and completed a degree up to the age of 40. So there's always hope. And if I can achieve being one of 160 people, I think anybody can get there. But I would thank the Minister for her proactive approach in the department. I know you've worked very hard, Minister. You've fitted into the role very well, and I think this bill is the measure of what we have learnt from COVID. Thank you, Councillor.